Hi mates! Let me know if you can't hear me, otherwise I'm going to assume you can. Hello, it's me, Kat McKenna, alone in the galley tonight. I did not get stuck having to babysit the captain in the galley. I have managed to fend off Mercy once again, who might be watching as well, so she'll keep an eye on me as it is, I'm pretty sure. Ahoy Dakar, ahoy Kirsten's dad! Never alone, sous chef Marley is always here. She may make herself known, but she looks awfully comfy over on the couch at this time and has begun the evening's grooming. Eating her own self, I suppose. Hello, ahoy Lolly! So good to see a bunch of you here. So tonight I am going to make chocolate cheesecake pie with a couple of my own tweaks, I'll say, and I'm hoping that my tweaks don't mess with the chemistry of baking, as I have talked about before as I made treats. I really hope that it'll just enhance it and make it delicious. Meanwhile, I realize I've got 2 hours to fill and about an hour's worth of recipe, even if I stretch it. So I starved myself and I ain't had dinner yet. So I decided I'm gonna bake double. And oh yes, it may not be from scratch, but the Red Lobster provides some Cheddar Bay biscuits to go with my seared steak and salad dinner. See, I'm gonna be healthy and make meats and veggies and rum, because that's how we do. So I've got to get these biscuits going so that I can sear up the steak and then have something to eat while I wait for the cheesecake later, as I did read the instructions ahead of time this time. And it does need an hour to cool before I can eat it. So I can't show you me eating it, but hopefully it will finish being prepared by the time we end stream tonight. So first of all, the most important thing, we're going to bring out our friend the rum shark. Ah! And we're gonna make a drink here, because I ain't got Isaac nor Devlin. All right, that might get me through it. And it's been said, I know because I've been going through a bunch of our sunset ramen and high teas, that my very favorite drink is Malibu and pineapple, particularly copious amounts of, I guess, just any coconut rum, but I do love Malibu, and it's readily available. What you gonna do? Voila! Speaking of, this is Cooking with the Crew. Welcome again, and we'll be here on Saturday nights doing fun things. Cooking with the crew, crafting with the crew, behind the scenes, all kinds of stuff. Shop talk with Dakar. I believe Mercy next week is going to do another painting, unless she's got some other crafts planned. She did claim the first Saturday night in May, so that's exciting. I also realized that I'm really tiny, and here we go. Now the stream is officially started. I can see you, you can see you, I can see me. Did I steal that drink from Kirsten's dad's book of drinks? Is that how you fill your cup as well? I find that having the rum shark makes it real easy to do a nice cascadey pour of copious amounts of coconut rum. This is going to be fun. All right, so I got to make my biscuits. My biscuits. And then we'll move on to the delicious dish that I actually promised you. So first of all, this is as easy as it gets, mates. It comes with 2 pouches. So it's even easier than what I'm going to make later, which is technically still more from scratch than this is. But, you know, this one has the label. Next shop talk, Dakar thinks he's going to cast some musket balls out by the fire. I am only jealous that I cannot be there, but I cannot wait to watch it, so I'll be here that night. Perhaps you want May 8th. Just saying, putting it out there. All right, making the box small so as I can read it, but you don't have to look at it. So first we're going to do, I've already portioned out because I want to get this done rather quickly so that I can have dinner and make real treats. So we're going to put in 3/4 cup cold water, the cheese, which is 1/2 cup of shredded cheese. It says to use sharp cheddar cheese, which is certainly better, but that's not what I have. I have Mexican blend, so I'm going to make it fancy. And the biscuit mix, which could use a pair of scissors. There we have it. I really should bring out my kit knife or something, but kitchen scissors work quite as well in this case. Alright, so mix it all together until a dough starts to form, but don't over mix it. I suppose you don't want it to look like what am I saying? I keep trying to say pineapple. That's what I'm drinking. Pancake. Pancake is the word I'm looking for. I don't want it to look like pancake mix. I just want it to be a wee bit sticky and make a bit of dough here. We're not making batter, we're making dough. So don't over mix it. It says so in my instructions. Hi, Devlin. Traditional firing line afterwards. I'd love to see that as well. Right back into the woods by where I know you're camped out during your enforced shore leave. Devlin showed up after all. Just there in the chat. Alright. Hi, mate. Making biscuits, making biscuits. My cat does this more entertainingly than I do. Being that I really don't just go in and mash it up with my hands. It would be fun though. We might get there, who knows? Alright. So that's a dough. Scoop dough immediately! Oh my, well that was quick, so I'll make sure we're good here. Scoop into 8 to 10 portions and put on the baking sheet. I've also conveniently set the oven for 425 degrees ahead of time, so I don't have to wait forever. But I will bring my tray over here, which I have so nicely parchment papered. All right, here we go. Don't overwork that glutton. Did you mean to say gluten? Don't overwork that glutton. You either talking about me or you meant to write gluten. And both might be accurate. I love these biscuits. I probably eat the entire tray. I have to stop myself every time. And they're supposed to be about 1/4 cup sized. So I think I'm doing all right here. I'm going to try not to use the other tray that I prepared because that was for the cheesecake. There's a special step. But I might use both trays just to spread out my biscuits a little bit. And then I can use the parchmented up old paper when they're done baking. These are done in 15 minutes, so I don't have to wait too long. And I can actually eat them with my dinner as I'm baking. So quick and easy, just a little something to pass the time so I don't run into an 8 o'clock stop time, which is not what I'm going for. I'm here for you for about the next 2 hours. It'll be great, I promise. Meanwhile, I've got my own soundtrack that I think you can hear a wee bit. I heard it from my last stream, but I think it's quiet enough that maybe Twitch doesn't hear it. So I don't get in trouble for listening to Serena and Great Big Sea and all that. But you should have some tunes on, perhaps. I think that everyone should have some tunes on when they listen to us. I wish we could use more music, but it kind of stopped being a thing when they cracked down on the licensing stuff. Right, we're nearly done here. I'm just gonna 6 fit perfectly. I've got only about 2 more though. I think I'm gonna use the baby tray. Ah! I'm gonna use the baby tray, which also pre-papered. I'm telling. Both kind of work because I said so. Otherwise, you're gonna get a pop in the jaw next time we meet. Calling me a glutton. I can call me a glutton. All right. This is just ridiculous that this has just 2 random little ones. Let's make them bigger because I can. Maybe these will be my 2 for dinner. And the others I'll save for future. Which means I'll make these real big just because I want them. Cat. Gluttonous cat. Shame on me. Shame on you. Alright. Bleh. Now I just feel bad. This one's a whole bunch just off-center. Alright. That's fine. I want to lick it, but as we touched on earlier, this is not batter. And uncooked dough, bread dough, dough, doesn't really taste the same as cookie dough. Let's put that down. Which one of you could be bigger? I see. This one here. That's great. Ship across the water, filled with many allure. Plucked one from the lady's neck despite the man's deplore. See, I get all kinds of great tunes. I can sing along and they can't nail me for that. So alright. I'm about to throw these in the oven. We'll make the butter stuff to go upon the top because I think that goes on after. Sorry, you're right by my sink. Forgive me. Just set that over here because it's real sticky, and there we go. We will get started on searing my steak, which only takes about 5 minutes, because if you sear it too much longer than that, then you've cooked it, and then it's not as good. So, alright. Scoop dough immediately into portions. Bake 15 minutes or until golden brown on top. Oh, I love it. Let's make them golden brown, shall we? Alright, 15. Anachronistic beeping. Alright. Melt butter in a microwave safe bowl. A 1/4 cup of butter, pre-prepared. And then once it's melted, we're going to add this our garlic herb blend and stir until... Well, this is really what you're paying for. You know that, right? When you get the box that I've got. It's all about this wee silver treasure right here. It's what you put on top that matters. And I do have a brush for it when we get done. I don't think I'll need this for later, so I've got a wee brush. And we're gonna brush that up. I'm gonna wait for it to bake before I do that because I don't want it to congeal again before I have a chance to put it on the hot biscuits. So, spoon or brush butter onto each hot biscuit. Hot biscuits. All right. We're done with that step. Let's make some meat. Because why not? Figure how this is going to tell me how to make my meat, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing. So, first thing we're going to do is pat the meat dry, because it's been packaged up. And if you're vegetarian, like, enjoy your dinner, come back. I can't say stay here and watch me make food when you can go have dinner yourself. You just got to check in later. I understand. If you're like Mercy and you're a vegetarian and aren't going to enjoy this, just flip off and come back for the treats, eh? I understand. I love a good steak, so here's where we are with that. It's dinner time. So I'm going to take a paper towel. We're going to pat it dry as it's just kind of been in here. Woo! Wee little babby steaks. They're really cute. Oh, nice cuts. I'm pleased. Dump that out. You don't need to have blood in your kitchen trash can when the constables come sniffing about. It's beef blood, I swear. Okay. Alright. Take one more wee paper towel here. Pat these down. Just dry them up a little so when I throw them in the oil, it doesn't spatter up everywhere. Alright. And some meats. They really do look real nice. They send me good cuts. These are from the delivery dinner service I get dropped off at my door. Alright, so we've patted it dry. Drizzle with oil. Smashy, smashy. Drizzle with oil. A wee bit. Just a wee bit. Come on. Forget I don't have that much left is all. Drizzle with oil. And I believe we're going to put the steak seasoning on. Yes, yes, indeed. And then I think it's going to ask me to cut it. Why would it not have me cut it first? I don't know. I just don't know. That doesn't look like chocolate. No, you're late. I promise I'm making chocolate cheesecake. I didn't make dinner, however. So I decided while I was waiting for everyone to show up, ready for dessert, I would make myself, I'm making seared steak and spinach salad. Say that 3 times fast. It's a lot like chocolate cheesecake, all alliterative. But I'm going to make some seared steak and spinach salad, and we're making Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits because that will go with quite nicely, I'd say. And because I wanted to bake something else. Dinner is important. That's why we lost Kirsten's dad for a bit, as they've gone off to have dinner. So, all right, steak seasoning. I don't know what they did. They should have told me, because then I could tell you. But it looks like pepper and salt, maybe some rosemary. I don't know. It's real good. All kinds of herbs and salt and pepper all together in one beautiful. It probably just is a marketed steak seasoning, but all right. Cut roll into 1/2-inch pieces, but I don't want to do that yet. Oh well, it's fine. I think I'm gonna put it in my salad because it was meant to go with. So I think it can go in, honestly. All right, move over. Can't slice with too many pieces in the way. But yeah, the stuff they send me is real good quality. And the recipes are usually quite good. This one's a bit late in the week for me to get around to it as well, so that's good. I don't mind that so much. This one's a weird shape. I don't know what to do. All right. Kind of smells like pizza as well. Does that mean it's rosemary? I was trying to figure out what else was in the steak sauce. It smells a little Italian seasony, but not overly much. I'm not good with my herbs and spices unless it's, unless it's labeled for me. Or say I do miss you in the kitchen. Quite very much. I'll do the meat though. Right, the car made cookies already and posted pictures in the Discord. So if you want some good food porn of some delicious looking chocolate chip cookies, just hit our Discord. There you go. Hey. And we're at Forced Meats again. As I was starting to say before, I think I got distracted by the chat. Yes, I have been going through the last year in a retrospective of all the things we did since we've been in quarantine. Raw meat grosses me out too. I've grown a lot since I've been living on my own during quarantine. Let's put it that way. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but I don't love it either. Here, I'll try to elbow it out. But I've been going through an entire retrospective of what this entire last weird 20-ish months has been. Because, wait, 20-ish months? That sounds, it's close. It's not that many. 15-ish months? 16? Going on 20. Anyhow, we put out a lot of content, being that we normally are a live pirate act, live and in person, and doing our shenanigans. And we wanted to make sure we stayed relevant in the time of plague, and we have so much material that we have put out between the Twitch and our Book of Face, and just kind of randomly on our YouTubes, and it's all so good. We wanted to kind of look back and say, we're proud of what we did while we were all trapped on enforced shore leave. And we're about to get ready to go out into the world again, so our last scheduled Sunset Rummin' is this Monday night at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 8. So we're going to do a retrospective. We're going to show some of the videos, talk about it a bit, and we're going to move on from there. We're going to take you with us live. I saw today, for the first time, our mate Shakespeare Approves was down at the Smithville Renaissance Fair and went live during his shows, which was amazing. It was almost as good as being there. Never as good as being there. But we're hoping to do quite the same thing and take you with us and go streaming live when we're live at our events this season. And it sounds like there's going to be a few to share. So that's great. We're excited. I hope you're excited. Meanwhile, I'm going to start making some more food before I talk about that again, because that's where we're at. But Mercy, do you have any idea what you're planning to do next week for your Saturday night. I was trying to tell folks, but I weren't sure, so I didn't want to lie. Half a tablespoon of oil. I didn't turn this on yet, though. That's not as good. Half a tablespoon. I know you're here. I know you're here. Voila. Half a tablespoon. Alright, you heat up. That will be grand. I think we're done with that. Get that meat ready to go in. We're about 6.5 minutes away from delicious. You can see, but I can't see. That's funny because they're on a higher shelf this time. My biscuits! They're puffing up quite nice. But so Monday night, we're going to have a retrospective. Come watch. Mercy's going to do something fun. Ooh, maybe with fruits in honor of Scurvy Awareness Day, which is May 2nd. There's going to be some stuff for that because, you know, we're pirates. We think about that sort of thing. All right. Since we've got 6 minutes there, maybe I can melt my butter. Let's do that. I'm waiting for this to heat up. Make some meat. I also may have cleverly pre-built my salad. That's cheeses and croutons and spinach. I prefer spinach as a base to any salad. Whoa! All right, that's melting. I prefer spinach as a base to any salad. I feel like it's the only greenery that's worth eating because it gives you all kinds of protein. Not maybe a little protein, but like minerals and vitamins and stuff. Where if you eat an iceberg lettuce, it's like, why bother? Anywho, everyone likes puffed up biscuits. That is the truth. And I've also pre-dressing to myself. I like Ken's Northern Italian. I was going to make my own, but they wanted me to make it out of mayonnaise. I don't love mayonnaise, even when it turns into dressing. So I figured I'd go with something I prefer lighter anyway. Bitter greens are the best. We're going to stake our claim on it right here. All right. I'm thinking that's getting warm. Add steaks. I really don't think I should have cut them up before tossing them in there. It's just going to ruin the searing. It says cut roll into 1/2-inch pieces. This was supposed to be make your own croutons. It meant a roll, an actual bread roll. This would not be a cooking stream with Kat McKenna if I didn't screw something up. So now I have to figure out how to sear all this meat in chunks without completely ruining it and cooking it through, because really it says cooking for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. That I don't want to mess up. 2 to 3 minutes per side. I'm thinking now maybe 1 minute per side. They're real small pieces now. That's what you get. Now it's a stir fry. Alright, well the last thing I want to do is ruin my steak. Because I like mine medium rare. Alright, here we go. Pan as hot as it'll get, toss it quick. I can do hotter than I have now, that's for sure. I'd like these to be done right when my biscuits are done. In about 3 minutes total. So we're gonna do that. Goodness, that's also what happens when you only do part of your recipe. I just wanted to tell me how to make my steak. I make mistakes, it makes my steak. Alright, off I go to the pot now. Here we go. Oh Lord. Don't burn it, don't make it cook through. For heaven's sake. Keep it close together and flip it in a minute. In fact, I got my meat grabbers. I'm going to grab that meat and flip it personally. Oh, so angry. I don't have to cut it now when it's hot. Oh boy. Alright, so once this is all done, that's just dinner. That goes to the side. I'll eat it while I can. While I'm drinking my drink. Oh, it's like dessert with dinner. Love it. And then we're going to make this chocolate cheesecake pie. I promise, I swear. Only I've got ideas on how to make it better. It's just chocolate as a base. Cocoa powder, chocolate cheesecake. I thought, why not make it chocolate peanut butter hazelnut Oreo? So, we're going to do that. I'll show you how. Once I'm done ruining this steak. Flip, flip, flip. Come on, mate. Oh, I'm so angry. I usually do their steaks up so good. Oh. Flip, flip, flip. Flip, flip, flip. Oh, it's hot. And we're going to be done around the same time as the biscuits. So at least that part goes as planned, I suppose. I said flip, son of a darn it. Also, maybe should have put a spit screen on it. Not for me, but for spitting back at me. Hi! Why, thank you, Chappie. We're glad you're here. Also, I see that you were on preparing for your art show. I really, truly hope that goes quite well for you, and you have some beautiful pieces. So I don't think we have one yet. Do I have a shout out for you? Let's find out. Well, you know what? I shouted you out, and thank you for the raid. Be it ever so humble, we raid with less than 10 so often, and we appreciate every person who comes aboard. So I'm currently making seared steak and ruining it. Hold on. And Cheddar Bay biscuits, which you've got here just in time. That's not what I'm here for, but it's what I've made to start the evening. We're 25 minutes in and I've just made some delicious biscuits already. But what we're actually here to do, we're making chocolate cheesecake pie, chocolate cheesecake hazelnut, peanut butter Oreo pie. So, we're gonna do that. All right, my poor ruined steak. Now here again is the last part of the very important recipe for the biscuits. The flavor packet, what goes in the butter for the tops of the biscuits. Have my wee little brush and stir up the butter. Oh, it smells so good. You know, ain't that the best part? If you ever been to that Red Lobster restaurant, eating the Cheddar Bay biscuits is by far the best thing. But I will say that having them delivered to your table and just having them set down, you can smell them, and it's just the anticipation. It's as good as the eating. Dakar's going to make dandelion salad, a scurvy prevention activity. Lots of V's there. But might make a lovely painting subject. That's really a fabulous idea. And I think the bottoms of my thingies are burnt. Not burnt, but nearly. We're going to get them off the trays real quick for eatability at a later date. All right. Look at that. Plate full of delicious Cheddar Bay biscuits. I'll have one, so there we go. I've rounded it out so it looks pretty now. Now I'm gonna eat the other one. No, don't burn the goods. I already ruined the steak. I'm hoping I saved it, honestly, not that I ruined it beyond compare, because it is a bloody travesty to ruin a steak. Oh, grandmas love Red Lobster. It's a thing. It's a thing with my family as well. So I feel you there, mate. I do. All right, let's paint these real quick. That I can do here without dumping them in the sink. But I'll have to dig up the bottom because all the good stuff sunk to the bottom of the bowl. Oh yeah. And I get to say how much buttery sauce goodness goes on these. No restaurant's going to tell me how much butter I can put on, which will be quite a lot, and hopefully it will not make them all soggy. The last thing here is to rescue my hopefully perfectly seared steak and not randomly overcooked. Oh, I can't imagine it being brown in the middle. Oh, ruined. And we're going to rescue it from the pan, put it in me salad, and that'll be dinner for me as we go on, because we're going to make dessert, and that's going to be the important part. Now they're shiny. Ah. Oh, I can't forget the one I'm actually going to eat. It needs its butter as well. All right. Oh, the rest of the butter. That certainly didn't need all that. That was ridiculous. That was a bad choice. And I don't care. All right. Rescue that a bit. I really was going to put it directly in this bowl of salad, but I think it's got to go next to it, or I'll never manage it. I will eat these steak bits at my leisure, or put them in my salad. I think that steak salad sounds delightful, and this was more steak than was intended for one person, but I like meat, so we might have it anyhow. all the MSG. Cheers again, mates. It was definitely smarter of me to make my own drinks. That much I'll say. All right, let's get this started. We are beautifully half an hour into my 2-hour stream, and we got at least an hour left to go. So this is going to be lovely. Lovely. I love the beer mug there. Should dress, and we have dressed, and I should fork. That's a plastic fork. That's what you get when you're conserving. You end up with a plastic fork when you ain't looking for one. All right, there we go. And so, prepped we are to begin our actual baking project. Although now I've got to repaper this one because I got butter and garlic all over this. I don't really want that for the chocolate cheesecake pie. So basically, I'm going to make a crust, and the crust is going to be just kind of made of regular flat ingredients and the cocoa powder. So it's going to be a chocolate crust. And I thought, what might make it even better? Let's add some crushed up peanut butter Oreos. Because I've been hoarding Oreos, first of all. I still have an entire packet of the Java cream, and I have an entire packet of the caramel coconut, all of which are delicious. But I have this lovely, unopened peanut butter Oreos. And I think I'm going to take about 5 or 6 of them and smash them. And we're just going to mix it up with the crust when I put the crust up. And I think it's going to be real good. All right, wait, now it is the moment of truth. It is brown on the outside, but it does look pink. You can't tell. It could be less done. But it's not chewing gum, so that's fine. And I'm not touching that biscuit yet. It's going to be like a little piece of hot coal in my mouth. I can tell. Spinach salad. Ah. Needs more alive. Damn right it does. I cooked it wrong. But I really could have ruined it, and that's pretty good. Hooray! Good steak. Alrighty. Get out of this out of the way as well. There's no need for pad. No pad. Bag. I need a bag. And a smasher. Because what good is having a utensil in your kitchen that's only good for one thing? This be a potato masher. Tonight, it's an Oreo crusher. Ah. Walk the cow through a warm room and toss some salt on it. That sounds like fine advice. The cow will usually get mad if you try to lick it. So I may be a bit less than that. All right, how many? I'm thinking 6 ought to be plenty. I'm gonna put all of them. If I were making a bigger one, I would do all of them. This told me with very, very great certainty. Must be in a 8 or 9 inch shallow pie plate, not deep dish. So I do have that. This is my very own 9 inch, 8 inch pie. So just want it to fit. That fills up quite a lot of it already. And it's going with some more cookie. And then I've got to pour in the cheese. I'm going to try 6. Maybe 7. Well, I'll do 7. And I wanted to throw one in my mouth, but see, one good way of not eating too many sweets as you're getting prepared to do this is to have not yet quite eaten your dinner. So there's that. All right. So let's do the fun part. Maybe this I should have brought my sword out for. Smashy, 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 smashy. The problem with this now is also that it's got the cream in it. So it keeps it held together more than maybe if you were just smashing up a regular cookie. But that looks pretty good. This is going to be great. I'm so glad I had good ideas sometimes. I may read the instructions terribly when I'm cooking, but sometimes when it comes down to the basic ingenuity of coming up with a thing, if not the execution, we'll see about that part. All right, so now this bag of deliciousness will go in with our crust as we make that. The oven is yet still preheated to 425, which is what we want. And we've got to, it does want me to have a pot. Melt 1 stick of butter in a small pot over medium low, or place in a microwave safe bowl and melt in well, we've done that. Let's do that anachronism once more. Now that I'm sad I used up that bowl and chucked it in the sink. Also, this is left over from St. Patrick's Day, so I have delicious Kerrygold butter. So this is going to be some crust, I'd say. I can't believe this is just for the crust. All right, it's been out for a while. And that is not microwave safe bowl. My life. I'll get it back out of there and put it in the microwave safe bowl before I melt it. It wouldn't be entertaining if I did it all right. I have my own actual cooking show. But it wouldn't be as fun. Ugh. You know, just eat the leftovers is a fine idea. I do that all the time. Crush up some more with milk and ice cream for a shake is the best idea. I'm out of ice cream. We just celebrated another holiday on the 20th of April. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then that's fine. But I didn't have ice cream available for myself, and I was mad. I wanted ice cream to celebrate. Also, I was just very hungry and wanted ice cream. All right, that came out pretty well. So let's melt this proper and get back to it. Meat. Have the meat. Actually, here, let's try the biscuit as well, because yum. I rescued them just before they got burny. These are yummy. Alright, that was way too much butter stuff on top, but it's really good. Yeah. I just love a good biscuit. It's one of my favorite things. That went for a whole 30 seconds. I probably shouldn't have done that. But it's melted. And we'll use my wee little spatula to get all of it out of here. Alright, now I'm going to read it correctly. In a medium bowl, whisk together Wait, I did this, so hold on. See? I did it almost wrong. I'm reading the directions and paying attention and eating my dinner. This is all gonna go right to hell. Straight to hell. While I'm eating. This is entertainment right here. Alright, what the heck? Croutons, come to me. Every time. That's why I don't steer the ship. Hell in a handbasket indeed. Alright. In a medium bowl, whisk together 1 1/4 cups of flour. Well, let's find out how much is in here. Because I need my 1 1/4 cup. And my scissors. Which are still here somewhere. So 1 1/4 cup right in my salad. Yummy. Gotta get to 1 cup first, eh? Come on. Come on. Tiniest little hole I ever did cut. Alright. Very most proper way to pour anything is mid-air, just like this. Take my advice, but don't follow it. 1 tiny bit more, and that should do it. So it's 1/4 and not quite 1/3. 1 1/4 cups of flour. All right, so 1 1/4 cups of flour. 2/3 cup. Nope, 1/3. It's tiny. I can't stand it. Making biggened. There we go. 1/3 cup confectioner sugar. This bag is so sticky. Why? Confectioner sugar just makes everything sticky all the time. Constantly sticky. And this was wet before, so perhaps I'll use an actual 1/3 cup to get that out of there. Alright. 1/3 cup confectioner sugar. So far you can play along at home. Just because I had it sent to me this way doesn't mean you can't do it. Alright, that's 1/3 cup, and I still have a wee bit left. Hopefully it doesn't say, no, use the rest for whatever you want, because you know what? Unless I'm making one of these recipes, I don't use it. Silly, silly thing. Well, you know, between Nessa, our navigator, and Bones, our helmswoman, we are very successful most of the time. But sometimes, the green stuff's the water. Silly! Alright, 3 tablespoons cocoa powder, as promised, the cocoa. This is gonna, throwing these cookies in is gonna mess up the chemistry so bad, it's gonna be terrible, and I can't wait. Oh boy. It will be madness, I'm sure. 3 tablespoons. It looks like most of what they gave me, so we'll see, but I have cocoa if I need it, so that's also good. 1. I thought it said any leftover cocoa powder in this recipe somewhere. I'm not sure I'm going to have the 3 they asked me for. 2. And let's see what we get out of here. Nope, not even quite 3. So we're going to empty the bag. And if it needs more, I know where to find it. It's in the cupboard, but that's a shame. All the chocolate into the crust. This is supposed to be chocolate cheesecake, so what is going on? All right. 3 tablespoons cocoa powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I knew I had salt out for a reason. 1/4 tisp. And yes, it's very wise to pour it directly from the shaker into the spoon. I mean, couldn't get any cleverer than that. All right. Now what? Whisk together. Have a real nice whisk. Let's whisk it. I like the mixing of dry ingredients. It's just the easiest part. Watch out for dinner, Kirsten's dad. I made my steak wrong, but it still looks pretty good and it still tastes good, which is the important part. Some of these look rarer than others. Look, this one, that one's near proper. Ain't it? All the chocolate. Yeah, we're gonna add more chocolate. But meanwhile, I think this is gonna be Oreo Town in a minute. Oh no! What is going on? All right. How much cream cheese is this? Just 8 ounces. All right, just checking. So much confectioner sugar. So much confectioner sugar. What am I gonna do with all this? Add melted butter and 1 large egg yolk. That I have as well. I just forgot. I have plenty. I have all the eggs this time. Hold that for me. Don't end up on the floor. I also own an egg separator. I'm wondering if anyone else has the same problem I do, in that when you use an egg separator, the egg separator tends to chop into the egg yolk more than half the time. So I just, I play this game, which is fun for the whole family. And I've just poured in my hand and hope I don't drop it in the sink. I'll have that egg yolk. Come on now. The rest of it will go down the drain. Sad to lose it, but I'm not making anything else with eggs right now. 1 large egg yolk. The sloppy game. 2 egg separators. 1 at the end of each arm. Exactly. Alright, so put that in there. Boop. And then we'll rinse off because goodness knows I don't need that everywhere. Ugh. And now there's eggshells all up in me. Sink here. That's fine. Everything's fine. I'm making good food. I got time to have a bit of a dinner here. Galaxy stuffed cookies for this evening. I want you to post in the Discord as well for the potluck. Virtual potluck tonight. And cheeseburgers. Cheeseburgers. I'm highly in favor of cheeseburgers. I may have had one last night. I was craving a hamburger and really good fries. Because I've been making my own fries. This is rude. I'm sorry. Anyway. But I've been making my own fries. And they're basically just roasted potatoes. And I wanted some good fried nonsense with lots of salt and seasoned salt and such. Now that I've left this egg yolk in here just to soak up, what else was I supposed to put in there? Melted butter. Well, before it congeals as well, I should put that in here as well. Pretty sure this is what's making my crusty crust. Whole stick of butter seems like it's going for crust. Let me not put that right in the way here. Alright. And stir until crumbly dough forms. Yes, crumbly dough. Must certainly be for my crust. Which means as soon as it starts to crumble... Actually, you know what? Let's do it now. Let's do it now! Oreo madness. Best pirate in all of the seas. It's a bummer he ain't getting younger. Seems life was his only disease. And because I'm singing it, it is. It's his only disease. Ain't nothing else afflicting Rummer the Rum Runner. PG-13. Yeah, this is going to ruin this, and I am very excited about it. I cannot be more excited. Because this was supposed to be a cookie, chocolate cookie crust. It is now a chocolate peanut butter Oreo cookie crust. And it's not going to stick. It's going to be so grand. But it's now nearly all coated in butter and all. Sorry, I'm way low. There we go. So it's making something. It's just making something that has a bit more to it than was ever intended. Which is what I intended. Alright, then evenly press 2/3 of the dough. Oh, this is going to save the whole thing. Because I'm only using some of it to make the crust and the rest is going on top. Mates, this is going to be just perfect. I'm going to, yes, ruin it in the very, very best of ways. In that hopefully the chemistry won't be off and it'll bake just fine and it's going to taste so good. All right, I now officially have to get my dinner out in my space as I'm trying to show you what I'm doing here. Move along, dinner. That's what the 5-minute break later is for. All right, pie tin. We're going to take less than 2/3 of this and press into the bottom and up the sides of the pie plate, and then poke through a couple times with a fork to make sure it doesn't. Well, if we're pressing it, I'm pressing it with my hands. Let's be real about that, shall we? There's going to be so much left. If I want this cheesecake to have any room to go. I'm also adding to the cheesecake. I don't think I mentioned that yet. I said it was going to be a chocolate cheesecake, a chocolate hazelnut peanut butter Oreo cheesecake pie. It's because I still have leftover Nutella from Devlin's recipe. His cupcakes way back when. And I'm going to put it in the cheesecake. And I think it's going to be amazing. All right. But meanwhile, I also feeling like I should be pressing this way more because it's just nothing but cookie. Oh no, I know. It's nothing but cookie. What'll I do? Problem is, I've got a gray tin or a silver tin, whatever, you know, metallic tin. And it's hard to see with the dark cookie dough / crust where the holes are. Because it's just dark all the way around. I can't really tell if it's a hole or if it's a piece of Oreo cookie. But we're gonna keep going. I think this is coming out nice. I just want it, it's not going to be an even crust, which will make it look real homemade once it's dished out, I suppose, but we'll try to even it out a little bit at the top. That's where the hard part is. It just goes up in little squishy mounds and isn't even all the way around, but I think that's up to me, ain't it? That's up to me. Squish it up the sides properly, and then there's no trouble. I'm gonna have chocolate under my nails for a week, and I can't be sad about it. I can be a little bit sad about it. I hate the feeling of things under my nails. Ugh. I almost went to a really nasty place, but I'm cooking, so I'm not gonna do that. We are pirates, though. We get some nasty things under our nails. Just saying. Shame, Cat. Shame on you. See, now I also want to put this in my mouth, just like the dough from before, and it's no longer just Oreos, even though it looks like it. So we're not going to do that either. All right. This might be a crust. Real good, real messy, just the way I like it. All over my workspace here. Little flecks of cocoa deliciousness. Just as I said what I said earlier, but didn't go into it, the derelict comes upon my song list and starts singing about some of the most awful things you can get stuck under nails. All right, let's have a rinse, and then I'll use a fork and poke holes as it said to do. I will do that and leave myself somewhere for this to go without baking up funny. Well, now I can use a plastic fork. All right, poke dough a few times with a fork, just to make sure there's some place to cook up. There, that's a few times. That's more than a few times. Oh, baking it now until fragrant and crust looks dry and set. 8 to 10 minutes, and let cool completely. So I'm going to need one of my cooling corks. Put it here. All right, let's try 9 minutes. Put it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'll remember now. 9 minutes. I'll just remember that in my own brain. Using your fingertips, pinch remaining cookie dough into large chunks and sprinkle onto a rimmed baking sheet. Because guess what? As promised, we're going to put the cookie on top as well. So we're going to make little cookie chunks out of what's left, which I guess I didn't need to wash my hands because we're still going to make little crumbly cookie pieces to go on top. I'm making cookies out of cookies. I love it. I think it's going to be too big. Never too big. Whatever. It's full of Oreos anyway. I'm really pleased at the ingenuity for crust. I'm not sure this is going to go as well for the cookie bits on top, but you know what? As long as it's chocolatey and peanut buttery and hazelnutty and cheesecakey, as is promised, it'll be fine. I didn't think I'd have to squish little baby cookies out of it though. But otherwise it's just pie crust, ain't it? So that's not good. I also wonder about recooking the Oreo. I don't know what's going to come of that, but I think now it's just an ingredient and it's in there with the butter and the sugar and all, and we'll just cook down and make a nice crispy topper for the cheesecake, which is going to be so good. I've got to eat my dinner just so I can have some. These are looking good, if a bit large for little cookie crumbles. It said to pinch them together. I'm kind of squishing them together. I don't care. Whatever this comes out as, I'll put all of it on top. Whatever comes out will go. Some of it's really crispy and some of it's really mushy and some of it's really crumbly, I should say. That was nice. Handful of viewers breezed in and breezed out again. Thanks for sticking around to watch. As all I've done since I got here was squeeze cookie. All right. Ugh. There we go. That's all I got for that. I think I get to use the same bowl, and we're going to make the real cheesecake part now. And I think, see, Mercy is telling me, chef to not chef, baker to not baker, I should be fine. It's just cooking up the crumbly to make good on. All right. Bake on center oven rack until crumbs smell fragrant and look dry. 5 to 10 minutes. Well, you know what? Let's just put them in there for the remainder of this last 6 minutes that the crust is in here for. I think they meant to do that. So there. Prep cheesecake filling in medium bowl. Look at that, I still got a medium bowl. We're going to beat cream cheese and sour cream with an electric mixer. So sayonara to my helpful friend, the whisk. And all these other things can go over here for the time being. Okay. And the mixer, which I didn't know I'd need, so I didn't prepare, but I've got it close to hand. Close to hand and breaking things, as per usual. You know, I think... made you look. Just needed a drink. Chappie, thanks for stopping by. I understand the need for cleanup. Believe me, I do. I'll be doing my own cleanup here. About, give me just a moment. I'm going to mix this up. And then actually, you know, now that you said that, I'm going to take my 5-minute break now, as it's 8 o'clock. Leaving just enough time to finish this up and chat with you a bit longer. So I thank you very much for that, for the raid. I never get raided when I'm here by myself, that's for sure. And it's a rare thing for the pirates in general, so greatly appreciated. All right, give me 5 minutes. I'll be back to finish up this chocolate cheesecake. I'm going to get some of this out of here so that I have some place to throw that bowl when it's all finally dirty. All right, I'll be right back. Stick around. I'm coming back a bit early because I just realized my beeper is supposed to go off. I didn't want anyone to miss it. So, we now have fragrant, crispy bits, and definitely this crust puffed up a bit more than I expected. See, it's got a bit of a bump right here, but I'm going to push it down with this. Oh, I meant to do it with the cup that didn't have a thingy. We're going to push it down a wee bit. Perhaps I didn't put enough holes in it, as it did puff up. But it smells real good. Once it cools down, I think it will make a fine crust indeed for this delicious cheesecake. Woohoo! And so here we are. And I thank you for sticking around, those of you who stick around after I'm taking a break for 5 whole minutes. Because I know it's an awful lot of time to be away from streaming. But I will say that break is so necessary about halfway through the time, as the sink's full of nonsense and it's a bit of a mess and I'm not sure where I'm going and I can't put anything down anymore. So I think we're in good shape. I prepared a few things that were not quite prepared earlier. So, but I'm excited also about these little pieces of cookie. I don't know that they're cooked enough, but that's not a cookie. That is a crust. It's still good, but it will be better when there's sweetness on the inside. That wasn't a lot of sweet. All right, let's go back to cooking. And I've got to beat all of this cream cheese and all of this sour cream with the electric mixer. And then we're going to smoothen it out and then add more stuff to it, and that's going to be our cheesecake. So hopefully this cools pretty quick. In fact, I'm going to be clever. I'm going to go set it out on the porch and hope that nothing gets in it. Crossing fingers. There we go. That's exciting. I hope I don't have any trash pandas come around and decide they desperately need that cookie crust, or this is over. The minute we introduce the raccoons to the equation, it's going to be no more cheesecake for Cat. And then I might have learned my lesson. All right, open along center seam at end. That's not helpful at all. Here's my knife. Don't have it. Use this instead. Don't try this at home, kids. Because it said open at the end and I didn't want to. I wanted right down the middle. There we go. There we have it. Seriously, I could not get more mushy. It's delightful, but still. All right, so there's that. So between the cream cheese, and now that this is done, I can plug this in. Watch out, rum shark. Oh no, I must save the alcohol. All right, so all of the cream cheese, all of the sour cream. I'm actually glad I do have this scissor right here. They have self-open, but it's so much easier to just do that. Squishy, squishy sour cream. Baking with sour cream. Sounds so questionable. I want sweet cream, and yet does not have the same effect. And boy, I love cheesecake. This is something I wish I could share with both Mercy and Maymay, as they both just had their birthdays, and I know this is Maymay's one of her favorite things is a cheesecake. So all right, so we're going to beat that until it's smooth. I'm going to get this milk out of the way that I pre-poured. Yeah, just so I'm not getting milk all across the countertop as well. All right, sticky friend, get smooth and smooth-enate. It sounds so sloppy. Blah. It's been out getting ready to be baked, so it's not hard like last time I did something like this. I think I made that apple crisp cheesecake that one time, so I have done this before. I know it works. I'm just afraid it's going to ask me for the remaining cocoa, and in that instance, I'm putting in all the Nutella in the world and going after the cocoa in my cupboard. I mean, that's smooth. It's not liquidy because it's still just cream cheese and sour cream, but it's smooth, so we're going to call that smooth. Add 3/4 cup confectioner sugar, pre-portioned out. Oh wait, not quite. Need a bit more. This is how we're making it sweet now. Haha. 3/4 cup. I'm almost there though. It's about 3/4 right here this time. I know what that's going to do later though, so I'm going to put that over there. Come on. 3/4 cup. Right, done. Add 3/4 cup remaining cocoa. I don't know what to put in for remaining, but I'm going to maybe put a tablespoon or two. Oh no, where is it? Aha. Remaining cocoa. What do you think? I'm going to put in a whole heaping tablespoon or two, and that's now what the remaining cocoa was because I said so. I have an entire jar of remaining cocoa, so they did not send me enough for this recipe, I'd say, but luckily we have what we have, and we're going to make this a chocolate delight in the end after all. Okay, 2 tablespoons of milk, pre-portioned as I mentioned, and a generous pinch of salt. I have the pinch measure, but we're doing a generous pinch. I'm just going to do like I do for dinners. Let's shake it up a bit. Beat on medium-high until creamy, smooth, and well combined. All right. Creamy, smooth, and well combined. The medium-high, not high. Medium-high. Medium-high. That's what I was on April 20th. If you get that joke, you're still allowed to get it. And if you don't, that's fine. But this is going to be lovely. All right, don't close my screen up. This is going to be yummy. Oh, let us not forget, while I'm waiting on that. All right, someone who gets it. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to use this fork that I use to poke holes. And I'm going to use like most of what's left here and just glob that right in. I hope you saw the size of that glob because I will not be doing it again. Actually, maybe I will. All right. I even still have some left for maybe a Nutella sandwich. But this is the part I'm worried about ruining the chemistry of the cheesecake. So we'll see if this makes it, I mean, it's sticky, so it shouldn't ruin it too bad. Also, come on. That's not going to waste. It's going to be really good. I know it. I'm not in the least bit nervous. Oh, come on. Now, I will beat this on medium-high until something smooth, until creamy, smooth, and well combined. Ah, definitely stickier with the addition of the Nutella, but it's blending well, and it looks yummy. And I think the Oreo and the Nutella is going to be maybe some of the best non-traditional recipeing that Kat McKenna has ever done. Speaking about herself in the third person, as I am wont to do. All right. This looks grand. It's all slurping towards the bottom because I tilted the bowl, but it's going to be good. Also, that helped a little, freed up some of the cream cheese parts that hadn't been mixed in yet, so that's good. Wahoo! Alright, a little bit on high. Just helps get everything off the beaters, eh? It does. It's gonna be good. I'm also glad that I have a lot of spatulas in the house, because this is my third or fourth spatula of the evening. Oh! We are nearly done. I knew it was a smart thing for me to make dinner earlier. So let me toss this. Put this in the sink here. Those out of my way. Oh, naughty songs. All right. I think we're done here with the oven. It just wanted me to bake up the crust, which is accurate from Cheesecakery. So the next bit is to toss these cookie crumbs I made in the remaining confectioner sugar. And then we're going to scrape out the cheesecake filling into the cooled cookie crust and spread it even. Hopefully it won't overflow too much because there's an awful lot of cookie crust. And then I've got to chill it for an hour. So at that point, I'm going to have to call it an evening for actual baking and then make sure to post photographs on our Discord when it is complete so that you can see it when it's done and cooled and ready to go. I'll cut myself a nice slice and we'll see how it goes. But ultimately, these cookie bits go on top. As soon as I pour it, I thought I had to wait until it came out of the fridge, but no, indeed not. So now I can make these cookie bits a tiny bit smaller, more suitable for the top of the cheesecake than it was before, in big chunks, slightly littler chunks. Although, if you're like me, when you have an ice cream that has stuff in it, like say the stuff those Ben and Jerry mates make, and there's lots of stuff in it, the bigger the chunks, the better. I just feel like I've won the lottery, or it's my birthday, or we dug up some buried treasure. I just think that's the best possible situation, is to have the most big chunks you can get. Alright, I'm gonna go rescue the even though my hands are all powdery. Gonna go rescue the crust. Back, raccoon! Lay off! Go away! Give me back my food, raccoon! Alright, I'm sensing the worst trouble here is that it did not cool in that amount of time. It's still quite hot. So I'm going to leave it off to the side. I could put it in the fridge, but I feel like I don't want it to cool that fast. So we're going to put it off here. Put these folks, the little crispy crumbles, off here. Make this so it doesn't go black again, because I can't see you when my screen goes black. When my parchment turns black with ink. I had to wrestle the raccoons to get that stinking crust back, and it's not ready. I don't want to put it in the fridge, so we're just gonna wait. It's 8:15, so there's still plenty of time. I have one step left, and I made a lot of stuff tonight. So what I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna bring my dinner back. I don't know if any of you have any questions or anything. I know there's just a small amount of you left actively watching live, but let's start with here on the Twitch. You'll be able to find someone here doing something creative Saturday nights. Cooking with the crew, crafting with the crew, shop talk with the car, behind the scenes with the Pirates of Fortune's Folly. It's going to be a good hot spot on Saturday nights. And we'll always have replays for you. Gosh, that is good. Hooray! Biscuits. This Monday night is going to be our last scheduled Sunset Rum-In for quite some time, as we're getting back into having actual live events again. We could not be more delighted about that, but it also is going to require in-person meetings and rehearsal time, so we're running low on nights when we're going to be able to be here scheduled with you doing the Twitch thing as you know it. So this Monday we're going to do a retrospective show about all the really fun, great content that we've made in the last year. We're going to cover from March, when everybody got stranded at home, all the way through to as close to now as we can, and the end of our scheduled Twitch programming. Now, it doesn't mean we ain't going to be here. As I just said, we'll be here every Saturday night. I guess that's kind of scheduled, but that's, you know, if we have something good to show you, we'll show you. If we don't, we'll let you know we won't be here. But meanwhile, the new plan is to bring you along with us when we go and do our live events, and even maybe behind the scenes doing our rehearsals and stuff, because behind the scenes stuff is really fun. And we are a bunch of piratical idiots, so it's especially fun. And I think we're going to get some good stuff out of that. Kirsten's dad. We have not heard anything bad about Olcott yet. In fact, we have housing, so we're pretty sure it's going forward. Unless something real terrible happens. My entire kitchen galley is made of wood, so knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood. Our first official scheduled appearance that we are prepared to say that we're involved in is going to be Olcott this year. And we are delighted and we're very excited. And we have a brand new show to bring up with us. I have a little something special, like super special for Kirsten. So it has to happen this year because I've been sitting on it for a year. Because it's an in-person kind of thing. But other than that, we have a number of other contracts in the works up and down the East Coast again. And we're very excited. Some of these are some very old events that we're very excited to be involved in as performers for the first time ever. So, I'll pop these out while I'm here, because I'm very sure that I'm going to just elbow into them and chocolate myself up worse than I already am. All right. And so, give those to our dishwasher. That's where Isaac, the bartender, hangs out with the dishwasher. Isaac wasn't here today, nor was Devlin, so I made my own drink. I might have done equally as bad or worse, honestly. Except it's not mixed in with extra Kraken or extra something weird this time. But definitely plan to join us Monday night, 6 to 8, right here on the Twitch. We're going to show you some of our favorite bits that have happened while we've been live on Twitch, some of our special guests, funny things we made, both for our Twitch streaming and also kind of in general. We filled the Book of Face with parodies and what pirates do in quarantine and all kinds of things. So Dakar and I have actually been working awfully hard on trying to put something together for you for Monday. I believe, no promises, Dakar and I, Mercy, and Devlin will all be live along with the Monday night stream. So, that'll be really fun! And we'll go out with a bang, and then if we have anything to chat about in the future, the same way we did with the Netflix show, the Lost Pirate Kingdom, that was important. We talked about that. We got a lot of stuff off our chests that episode. So if we have more to do like that in the future, we have to talk about the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie when and if it finally ever comes to be. We'll bring it to you. You'll see some Sunset Ramen again. Gaming on the deck. It has been traditionally Friday nights. Friday nights could get rough as the world opens up again. But we of the Pirates of Fortune's Folly enjoy game night. We like gaming on the deck. So there's sure to be some Jackbox here in the future, along with Cards Against Piracy, and a number of other fun games we'll come up with over the course of however long, I'm sure. So fear not, subscribers and followers alike, and those who drop in and went, what are these fools doing dressed as pirates? There's going to be plenty of content here going forward. That's the promise from Kat McKenna, mostly because I had to make dinner and I wanted to make sweets, so here I am cooking with you, and it's been a lot more fun than just doing it by myself. Also, I made you all crave Cheddar Bay biscuits. This one's really big. A ginormous biscuit. Which I was like, I really need it because all I'm eating is meat and spinach. And then I realized I do still have a bowl of croutons that I've thrown on the floor. So really I didn't need the extra bread, but it's delicious. It goes with the meat. The croutons go with the salad. So, you know, that's how that works. For the raccoons. All right, meanwhile, as much as I did want to get this to stretch all the way to 9 o'clock, I am out of recipe. So let's finish this cheesecake, and then I'll turn off the camera and eat the food. Oh. Drat! I keep forgetting why I've not finished it. I am going to put it in the fridge. So there. If putting the crust in the fridge is what actually ends up ruining this. After all that ingenuity and the crushed up peanut butter Oreos and the Nutella in the cheesecake part, I'm going to be really disappointed. But that was still quite hot enough that if I were to pour the cheesecake into it now, it would cook up or melt some of the ingredients in the cheesecake. We don't want that. It doesn't have the same thing. It wants to be a solid but squishy cheesecakey consistency, not a melty, weird, slimy one. So let's switch over here. This is my chatting screen. There you go. So as we get out into the world again, you'll be able to look here, thepiratesfortunesfolly.com. We keep everything as updated as possible as far as our schedule particularly, so you'll always know where we are, where we're scheduled to be, and should the world open up properly, and as long as all the events go with what the state and government guidelines are. They are more like guidelines, but we're following these because none of us wants to be sick. You need some buffalo weather. We had snow Wednesday and Thursday. Our mates over here all the way on the other side, on the East Coast side, had snow all the way up. I know mates all the way in New England. West Virginia had snow. Some parts of Pennsylvania had snow. It was a late April nightmare of winter weather interrupting spring. It was a shame, really. I'm ready for that spring and summer goodness. All right, let's see. What do I have? While we're chatting and while I'm waiting for my fridge to do its thing, the New Jersey Renaissance Fair. This pirate lass will be playing Queen Titania at the New Jersey Renaissance Fair the last weekend of May and the first weekend of June. It's on. It is one of the first Northeastern Ren fairs to open after all of this nonsense. You can get tickets at njrenfair.com. It's that easy. I will put it here, though. And they're not selling them at the door. So if you're thinking of coming, grab them online. If you can't make it, the tickets aren't terribly expensive, not even in the top expensiveness of Ren Fair tickets at all. And if you can't make it, even consider it you've supported this fair who's trying to stay alive in all this nonsense. So, but I'm excited. I'll be there. I'll be Queen Titania and singing with our new music group called the Star-Crossed Rovers, because it will involve both Titania and Oberon and our fairy friends. So figured that bringing a little of the bard, bringing a little of that Midsummer Night's Dream feel. So that's going to be really exciting. As always, we'll announce our events as they happen. There should be some Maryland, Pennsylvania. We're still waiting to hear from our mates at Peddler's Village. I would love to head back there. I know that they love us and want us back as well. So maybe by the end of this year. But everything's still so much up in the air. Oh, I forgot to wear it, but I do have my new special wooden pin that I painstakingly carved and did not purchase from someone who has a wood carver burner thing. my pin that says I'm vaccinated. I am now fully vaccinated and ready to get cocky about it, because that means at some point in the near future I'll be able to hug my friends again. So we're waiting, and almost our entire crew is completely vaccinated, and I think everyone's had at least their first vaccination. So we're excited to get out of this panda enclosure and come out and hug our friends. It's Lolly got hers on Thursday. I got mine last Thursday, so I'm a week out from Freedom Day. I know Dakar had his Freedom Day this week. It's very exciting. Me dad, me poor ancient pops, turned 75 last year and is celebrating this year, as I intend to do myself, as I turned the big 4-0 last year, and I'm going to celebrate it this year because it's a big one. They're important ones, and we missed them because of the pandemic, whatever. So we're going to do some big celebrating this year. And my dad was born on May the 4th, which when I was younger didn't quite mean anything, but now the internet has hold of it, and it's a big old Star Wars celebration as well, so fun times. But he's going to have a large birthday right the day after my Freedom Day, the day after my 2 weeks after being fully vaccinated. So I'm terribly excited about that. And basically everything coming up. I'm excited. Let's hit my chat screen again, as I'm still drinking. I got chatty and rambly and whatnot, but I'm excited about everything coming up. So it wasn't even the screen I wanted. Silly me. There we go. All right, I'm going to have a bite of salad, and then I'm going to poke my dessert. All right. The pie tin is not warm to the touch anymore. The pie crust is not warm to the touch anymore. Oh, hi, Doc, as well. Mwah. So, now, scrape cheesecake filling into cooled cookie crust, spreading into an even layer, then sprinkle cookie crumbs on the top. Yes, sir. All right, just grab the top. This is never going to go smoothly into here, but I'll spread it out when it's done. I am massively excited about the addition of that hazelnut. I think this is going to be twice the cheesecake it was intended to be. Let's talk about, while this is my chocolate cheesecake, my hazelnut chocolate cheesecake, my peanut butter hazelnut Oreo chocolate cheesecake pie. That's for the society folks who get that joke. I have a list of things that I'm going to come and cook. And by the time I get a turn again and I'm here, I do a Saturday night stream. I think I'm going to have a couple of them, so I won't have to make dinner as part of my stream. But I have lemon bars that should be in my hands just about in time for Mother's Day. So those may travel and gift for Mother's Day. I also have some cannoli cupcakes, which I'm not a massive fan of actual cannolis, but so many people, if you like cannolis, you love cannolis. If you're ambivalent about them, it's just not your thing. You'll probably go do something else. But those who love them really love them, and I intend to share those with cannoli lovers. I think there was something else really exciting, but I might have to announce that quite closer to that time, because literally that's going to be almost June at that point before I even receive those. But I think we're going to do some cannoli cupcakes and lemon bars around the Mother's Day holiday, maybe the week after. I don't know. We'll see whether or not I need them as a traveling gift or not, based on whatever I'm doing for that New Jersey Renaissance Fair that I mentioned earlier. All right, I spread it out. This is my cheesecake. Now I got to sprinkle the topping on. This the topping looks a bit like Muddy Buddies. because they're just chocolate covered in powdered sugar. So those of you who are familiar with the Chex Muddy Buddies, they very look like, you know, what do they call it? Puppy chow. So I'm gonna do this. Also just covers the whole thing with like some chocolatey looking powdered sugar, which doesn't hurt either as far as topping. But sadly, even though I'm here in my own place, in my own space, I still have to wait at least an hour before it's done and cooled and ready to eat. So this one will be photographs of the finished product and then a very satisfied Kat McKenna having had her slice later on. But I'll make it look pretty with the rest of the powdered sugar and the rest of the crispy cookies that we made. I love it because occasionally just a little edge of that Oreo cookie can be seen. It's the little ridgy edge of the Oreo cookie, and I go, ooh, I was clever. That Oreo part's gonna be real yum. All right, so that's that. I'm gonna clean up the edge just a little bit because I want it to look nice. I'll take a photo, put it in the Discord. We'll see my pretty, I think one hand is putting powder in it and one is wiping it off. So that's, one hand doesn't know what the other one's doing. And this brain absolutely does know what it's doing. So we're gonna stop. Chocolate hazelnut peanut butter Oreo cheesecake pie! All right, you go right in here because at 9:30 I can have a piece. Meanwhile, it's still meat and salad for me. Ooh. Oh no. I just realized if you shake the bottle, you can see it's the very end of this as well. Rum Shark. You're bad influence, Rum Shark. All right, that's it for me. I'm a bit earlier than I wanted to be, but I made a cake and I made some steak and I made a mistake or two or three, but it all smells yummy. It looks great. I'll share with you on the Discord. Oh, let me put in the little Discordy thingy. Discord! Oh, there! Post photographs! Chat with us! It's kind of the way to be social when we're not here on the stream. I am grateful that you were all here and stuck around just while I made some food. I enjoy doing it, and I am Kat McKenna, signing off. See you next time, mates. See you Monday, 6 o'clock. Cheers. It almost worked. I am left-handed.